Hello, hello, hello! Welcome! It is Friday, the 20th of October. How are we doing today? Hope you're doing good and well for this Friday, or maybe Saturday, depending where you are in the world, because I know we have lots of people in different areas. I hope your weekend is starting well, or your week is ending well. Are we doing good? Doing great? I don't even know what episode number we're at. I just got back from working out not so long ago. So let's see. You can guess in the chat if you like. You don't have to guess. Is it episode 1? Who have we got? Diane is here. Welcome, you superstar. Great to have you here. Great questions as always, and celebrations. Tanya is here. Welcome. Are you all recovered now? Are you? I hope so. Judith is here as well. Thank you for your comment on YouTube. I find it very hard to reply to comments. But we've got what kind of... I just look on my phone and I get quite a few coming in. But I appreciate your comment. Yeah. Pleased to hear it. Positive vibes and intentions for this session. Yes, as you know, intentions start everything. Hey, Melody, great to have you back as well. Is it here? No. Hey, Cheryl, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your comments. I cannot reply to them because you do so many on the videos. I do appreciate kind words. Who else we got? Hey, welcome. Happy Saturday to you. I am doing good. I am doing good. And I'll tell you why soon. I'll just see if more people are popping on. Hey, Angela. How are you? What's the weather like? Is the weather okay? Because I hear that there's been lots of strong... In England, we don't really get bad weather, like tornadoes and hurricanes, but we have some strong gales. And I heard there's some strong gales. Lots of floods. I did, so we've got lots of rain as well. Don't hit my mic. Don't do that. Even if it's Friday. I heard that there was bad weather, but I haven't spoken to any of my family. I speak to my granddad on Thursdays. My parents at the weekends usually. My brother in the week, and there's just been this gap of time. Got an 884, 883, 881. Oh. What? Oh, I almost was going to say 878, but I was down on the list. So, maybe one of you are right. Oh, you're so close. In fact, 884. Tanya, you always know. You always know the number. How'd you do that? Yes. The best year, 83. I think we agreed, right? I think it was 83. Yeah, you got it. You got it. These earphones sometimes. Doing good. We shall see on the stream as to how they will behave. Because you know it's a Friday. That's right, I knew exactly what you meant. It's so easy to do. When I comment on things, I make mistakes. And sometimes I find if I'm on mobile, and if it's a live stream and I make a comment, it auto-sends without auto-correcting half the time. Half the time it's right. What? Oops, what? Heal. Heal. Yeah. Oh, so what I've done today and yesterday. Well, first of all, we put an update to the app. I don't know when it was, but we did a new update today. Well, actually, I don't think it's all out today. I think, is it still under review? Is it under review still? I don't know. Where am I? I'm just waiting for review. The app is waiting for review, but there's going to be a new update. Because there's a little bug. I can't remember what it was, but we fixed it. But the one before that, because you got like, when you put out an app, we try to test it on like multiple devices. I've got like an Android here, and I use my iPhone as well. And it all seemed good, but for a couple of users, it didn't. It removed a couple of tracks. So we got that's fixed. We can do that on the back end, but there was another thing we fixed. I can't remember what it was. True. And it makes us lazy as well, doesn't it? Autocorrect. Don't have to think about things. As long as it's roughly okay, it should figure it out. Unfortunately, a lot of my writing is the autocorrect doesn't know. It knows it's wrong, but it gives me no suggestions. It's like, don't know. Try again. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so the update is super quick right now. So I can just open up my app and it's there. But one thing I did today is, what did I do? Do you know what I did? So you know I do the live hypnosis sessions on the Wednesdays, and for those who are like subscribers to the app, I put them a bonus sleep one. But I figured this week they can kind of get buried. So what I've done is I've added so far around 15 of them into the main hypnosis section. For example, right now we've got a new anxiety one there. We've got one for dealing with negative people, so that's 2 actually. We've got enforce your boundaries, fear of failure, a different kind, a fortify your mind, I like that one, a gratitude one, a get things done, a get your goals, the ho'oponopono. I don't know if I put my finger up for that one. We'll just pretend it is that number still. A second happiness one, an I am powerful, an inner critic, general manifestation. Hey, there's another one as well I've missed out, but it's there. Remember that. Manifestation of relationships. Did I say inner critic? People pleasing. I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers now. I've just lost count. Positive affirmations as different kind. Trust self, tranquility, speak powerfully, self-esteem, and resiliency. So if we just go to the one I wanted to listen to, which I'm going to go for 45-year mind. You just do a little search. Hey, why am I not? Anyway, now it's in there. And then if you click the moon, you get the sleep version of it. So I'm going to be doing that from now on because it just seems like it's a better experience for the user. And that means you can favor it if you want. but rather having like to scroll back on the podcast feed. And what I've also done to make it easier, I was like, why didn't I think of this? When I do the podcast episode, I go, welcome back to the podcast. It's 800 and no. And in this episode, we're doing a hypnosis session on and it's like a 4-minute kind of intro, like don't operate machinery, because I'm doing it live and things. So I've cut all that out, cut out all the ending. So now you just have why am I looking over there? We just now have the main hypnosis and then the sleep one, which is longer and kind of fades out. So that is what I've done the last 2 days. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the backlog of all of the ones on Wednesdays that I've done. Because the sleep ones are kind of new the last couple of months as bonuses. I'm going to go back through my files and the raw files and create sleep ones of those as well. Which could mean you may discover so many more hypnosis sessions because of that. And I'm going to put like a little pop-up on the app every time I do it, just for a couple of days, keep it up there. So you go, that's where it is. So far we've got what, 15, 20 did I count on my fingers? And more to come. I'm just got to make and manifestation of relationships. I missed out on that. I need to write that down because that's what's going to be on the little pop-up in the app. But so pleased it works faster. Yeah. I do my best to comment. Like I do a lot of that stuff in my downtime, in the evening, my evening. But I can only reply to so many, which is good. I love the comments. But if you do multiple of them, it's sometimes hard for me to do all the time. Otherwise, I'm going to have no evening left. But I do like to comment, reply. And thank you so much, Cheryl. That is super, super kind of you supporting the show. You've been our biggest supporter on the super chats now for the history, I think. So thank you so much. Of course, you get one of these. And I hit the mic again. Thank you so much. Give lots of love in the chat. I appreciate that. And yes, that's a lot of titles, right? So many hypno sessions, something for everyone. Yes. I've got a big list as well. Yeah, the app is opening up quick. See that? If you go to josephclough.info/ABC, I might be able to do a shadow work 1. Because I thought about that topic, but I forget about that topic. Yeah, it's true, right? I went to some buffets in Vegas a few times, and there is like just way too many things to choose from. Way too many. So kind. Oh, yes. So, thank you once again for that, Cheryl. And just to cover, we've got new hypnosis sessions in day and night form in the main hypnosis section. So I've been working real hard on the app I'm even like working with an app analyst. So that's been really insightful to figure out how the app is doing and how we can like optimize it in the future. And I think we can expect to have another 40 or so hypnosis sessions in day and night form. All the ones you forgot, let alone all the future ones I'm going to be doing. I do one a week. So you're going to go one a week in day and night form. I'm waiting for someone to behave. I'm waiting for someone to behave before they're allowed on the screen. But yeah, but that's my main update, I think. The app update. Nice. One thing I saw, a little bug maybe. I got a fix on that. Let's just see. I thought I went to the 15-minute pound app, and look, that logo is not meant to be there. That's like the placeholder logo. It's meant to look like that one. So if you see any errors like that, like ADHD, that's got the one as well. Or is it just me? I don't know. See, that one's fine. So I got to go through those. Of course, yes. I was way too excited and quick. So Joseph Clough. Let me put it in the chat. josephclough.info/abc. So if you go there, I'll put it on the screen here. What it does, you put in your suggestion for either how to improve the app functionality, so I'll keep on investing in it. For example, someone said like to maybe put it with a Fitbit type of technology, which I'm going to plan for the future. You can suggest sessions, as in like hypnosis sessions, and also potential audio programs to put in the app as well. That's what I like to do over my day, I think, all the time. Just recording. So you can keep me busy there. josephclough.info/abc. Yeah, it's kind of not saying that you would recognize as a user, but as me looking at it, that's what I'm trying to look for half the time. So I'm gonna have to go through those. And guess who else is here? The Grim. Welcome, happy Friday to you. You can have one of those. Why not? Why not? And of course, this weekend we are doing our group coaching call for those in my program. Excited for that one. Got great celebrations and questions. So that's going to be fun. And I'm going to do a bit more work, I think, as well. I'm excited. Week's been busy-ish. Hope yours has been good. Doing all the good things you're doing. If you didn't know, the Grim is a super awesome pixel pushing samurai, a digital content creator. He does branding. He does lots of things. Mostly good things as well, which is cool. No, he does epic things. And there he is. What is that doing? My hair. Okay, we should probably get started. I've been too chatty. Or was I? That's pretty awesome. When I was doing the editing today, I saw, I played the intro because I want to do the editing cleanly, and it said, we just hit episode 801. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, Marianne. all the way from Ireland. So pleased you're enjoying my work. I'm very thankful for that. And I've been to Dublin, Ireland a few times, and that was awesome. I don't know whereabouts in Ireland you are, but it's a beautiful country and probably the funniest, happy people I have met. Always up for fun. All good, my friend. Did I get it right though? That you're a super awesome pixel pushing samurai? Or I'm missing one? Yeah, so should we get on with it? Oh, I forgot. I was going to bring someone on screen. He may be behaving himself. The bass cam is back. Sebastian, what are you doing? Sebastian, I'm looking at you. Yeah. I'm looking at you, sir. On camera, anyway. You just had a mad minute. And now he's relaxing. Look at that little sheep. That little... He looks like a bit of a sheep, doesn't he? What are the small sheep? The, lamb. He looks like a lamb. Oh, that's good. Yes. Everywhere for that as well, right? Yeah, little Sebastian is back. I've had him since yesterday, and now he'll be with me until Monday. He was all covered up in my hoodie. The bass cam. Sebastiano. The B-boy. The bass man. The BC. Oh, you like the BC, do you? I'm looking at you. Exactly. And we're going to go to the DOGBARK after this stream. He's a little schnoodle, schnauzer poodle. Had to give his eye meds just before the stream because he should have them around 2:45 to 3 p.m. So he's all meted up until tonight. Mr. C, he is in the other room getting the sun. He doesn't want to be in this darkness. But we did rename this to the Mr. C cam. But we didn't. No, we didn't, Sebastian. We didn't at all. We're just playing with you. Of course, that's always been your camera. I think he wants to go out soon. So, let's get on to the episode, and then we can have a little chat afterwards. He's nice and settled. I'll hydrate. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about it. His two favorites is a Sunday roast. Oh, I shouldn't say that out loud. Or the PIZZ. He likes a little bit of the crust at the end. Not if there were two. And I've thought about getting two cameras. But that means I'd have to wire up a camera all the way around a wall, all the way down another wall, all the way up and down, and then just hope that he's there. Well, happy birthday to Bon Bon. I think Mr. C is like 10 or 9, and Mr. Sebastian over there is 11. He's like a year older. But let's get on with the episode, as I keep on saying, episode 884. Right here. Oh my goodness. Right here, and then what about right now? Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 884 even. And in this episode, we're talking about a subject which you might not know the word, but if you do, it's great. But it's not to be an NPC, a non-playing character. It's kind of in computer games where you got all these other, like, you're the main character in the computer game, but you got all these other people. Or you can think about it like in the Matrix, in the movies, right? There's programs being run, not real people. And I thought it'd be a good idea to go into this subject because sometimes I feel like many people become a bystander of their life. They become like a passenger of their life, where it being an effect of life, of the experiences we go through, or could be because of the significant events we've gone through. It could be just because we've just started to believe that, like, I'm not really active in my life. I'm not really in control. I feel like I'm just an effect of my situation. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And when I thought about this subject, it also reminds me about the book, which I have, and also the audio program I have in Outwitting the Devil, where it's like a conversation with the devil. And in this metaphor, it's the idea to make people feel like they are just a drifter, like just drifting through life. And I thought those kind of two things, of being a non-playing character, being a passenger, just drifting, and being a drifter through life, is something really, really important. I think it's a subject we should dive into, and then how we can transition into gamifying our life, as if it was a computer game where you get to level up, where you get to gain more achievements, where you get to explore new worlds, and that you are ultimately in control, like a controller, right? In control of your mind, your results in every single way. And even if that were not to be true, it's a convenient assumption to have that will set you free. So like I said, being a non-playing character in our life, or being a drifter, is easy to be done based on the experiences we go through. I mean, have you ever been through so much you just shrink down, where you almost feel resigned? You feel resigned to the experience, you feel resigned to your circumstance. And sometimes you may not feel like you've got the energy to keep on battling or to keep on moving forward. So it's easier to play small. But in those times, when we are at our lowest, I think it's up to us to go, look, even though it feels like the world is going against me, that all these events are making me feel small, I want us to get into that mindset where it causes us to rise up. How it can cause you to go, I am done with this situation. I am done with the bad news. I'm done with all the stuff and the noise, all the opinions of other people telling me how to be, what to do, and how to experience things. I want us to be able to assume back the control, be on the cause side of the equation of life rather than being an effect of life. So if you could imagine in your mind, maybe there's certain areas where you have taken a backseat, where you have become a passenger to that situation, where you are just drifting through that experience and being a drifter, where we are almost sedating ourselves from the experience because it just feels too hard, or we just feel too broken and tired. And as you begin to isolate maybe a certain area, a certain thing that you're going through, so it could be in your health, it could be in your career, it could be in your finances, it could be with your pets, if you hear the background there of my little boy Sebastian and Mr. C. Sometimes we have these certain areas where there is tension, where there is that feeling of being barked at, or a feeling of we can't roam where we want to roam. If we start to go, look, if I can consider the area of my life in which I am not in charge, where I'm not feeling like I'm in the driving seat, well, if I can start to isolate it, I can start to become conscious of it and therefore start to do something about it. So number one, my main thing to all personal development is the assumption of responsibility. And I'm not saying, as always when I say this, that it's not assuming responsibility means you're giving power away to other people because you're letting people off the hook. No, I'm actually saying you're gaining back the power from those who did something to you or put you in this situation. For when you assume responsibility, you're in charge of your mind and your results. So number one, always assume that responsibility. Assume that now is your opportunity, that it's on you, and that is good and great news to be able to start to live the life that you want. Now, one of the ideas that causes us to move on forward from that is to go, well, if I'm not in charge of my life and I'm going to want to be more consciously aware, I want to apply 4 different things into my life that if I can actively do, will allow me to gain more control, because it's hard in the beginning. Well, number one, to gamify your life, having assumed responsibility, I want you to think of things that you can do that you love. Like, the more that you can do in what you love, it changes your emotional state. And it doesn't mean your full-time job has to be something that you love, because it's not always going to be that way. I don't love every aspect of my work. I love helping people, but people don't always see behind the surface or behind the curtains of all the other things I do to run a business. Like, there's a lot of goings on there. But if I can start to project and try to get more energy into the things that I love, it makes the things that I'm going through that much easier, because I'm balancing the scales. And we sometimes negate that. We focus on the circumstance. We focus on what we cannot do. Well, if you cannot do something, or you feel like you cannot change your situation, well, if you start to focus on what you can do and what you love, and I don't mind if it's something big, I don't mind if it's something small. It could be getting back into art again. It could be walking out, something that you used to like or love, and start to put more of that into your life. And then the next level is to do more of what you're good at, right? And it could be the same thing of what you love, but the reason why we want to do more of what we're good at, it will start to give you evidence of your own inequalities. It will give you evidence that you have attributes, that you have abilities, which of course allows us to feel stronger. One of the interesting things about the mind is that we know if we focus on the negative, it looks for more negative. That's why anxiety can run out of control. It can just keep on thinking of all the things. Well, on the same notion, when you start to focus on what you do like, what you do love, and what you are good at, it gets your brain to do more of the same, but also in different areas of your life. Gregory Bateson did some great studies on that, which I won't go deeply into, but it was around training animals to be able to have positive reinforcement to learn new tricks. And the main idea was to celebrate the things they were good at, and it made the animal go, well, I wonder what else I can do, because it makes me feel good when I'm celebrated, when I'm given treats. So they kept on trying to up the levels of being able to do new tricks that had never been seen before. So if you think about that as an analogy, if you start to focus on what you love and what you're good at, whether it be the same or separate things, you're giving your unconscious mind the ability to go on the horizontal into the other areas of your life. If you focus on the things you're good at, let's say you have a certain attribute, well, how could you possibly not think about it unconsciously when you think about the conflict or the problem situation? It has to go and overflow into the other areas. It's just the way the mind is geared up. So number 2, make sure you're focusing on the things that you're good at. The more you do of that will give your unconscious mind evidence to do more of the same in the same situation, but also in other areas of your life, including the problem situation where you felt like you were a drifter, a passenger, or a non-playing character. The other idea that I like to think about is doing what the world needs of you. Once again, it could be big or small, but there are people out there who need help. I'm on a mission to be able to create as much help for people as possible. That is why we're on episode 884. That's like over 400 hours of just free content, let alone the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the hypnosis sessions in the app. I want to be able to be of service. I want to be able to be of help. And I know there are people who are just like me, who felt stuck, lost, and alone. So I want to make that my personal ambition, mission, and vision to help more people. And the reason why is you get out of your own way. Like, it's very gratifying to help someone. And it doesn't have to be on a huge level. It could be helping your neighbor. It could be donating your time or money to a cause. But when you do that, you get into a state of this wonderful, interesting gratitude, because you are so good that you want to serve people. Even if you're not feeling so good, it gets your unconscious mind to start to work on being the good within you. So when you start to do more of what you love and do more what you're good at, and also what the world needs of you, you get out your own way and be of service to others, which will give you more gratitude and thanks. Because doing good for people is, in a way, it sounds weird, it's very selfish, because it makes you feel good, right? Helping someone makes you feel good. It causes you to feel good. So not that it is actually selfish, but it's like something to try on, because it does make us feel better about ourselves. It makes better about our situation and our experience. And then ideally, to gamify your life that more, is to do what you can do in those 3 categories of love, what you're good at, and also what the world needs of you, is to try to gamify it in a sense of rewards. Now, you could follow number 3, because the reward of helping someone, actually all of them. Doing what you love is a reward. Doing what you're good at is a reward, because it adds to attributes and evidence of transformation of how good you are. And on top of that, helping people makes you feel good. But if you can start to monetize that into being of service, so do what you can to be paid for. Like, I get paid for doing what I do, not necessarily the free work that I do, but my business allows that free work to exist. It allows me to be able to do all the things. So the final step, or not final but optional, if you can start to monetize doing what you're good at, what you love, and making sure you are of service, it rises you up, because that means the thing you do most of the time, which is say 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day of work, you will start to enjoy it, even in the challenge. So it is more of an optional one. where you get to do what you love and be rewarded magnificently for it, because then it allows you to then, because you think, oh, what about money, Joseph? No, it allows you to feed the other three, including the one of doing good for the world. Like I said, I invest a lot of my income from my business into the development of the app, or my time doing podcasts. It allows me to do that. So think about what you can do when you start to do what you love and get rewarded for it, because you are solving issues, because you're helping people. It means you can then actually use that energy, that monetary, the physical monetary, to support more people. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to support a charity on a monetary level as well as helping people? Of course, right? It's just an added level, and it allows you to do more. And I like to think money expands your qualities anyway. And I like to think if you're listening to this, you're a good person. So I wonder how it can expand you. Now, the other way of gamifying our life, which is something that I've talked about quite frequently, is trying to not get hugely better straight away. And what I mean by that is when you start to go, well, I need to have all this big goal and outcome, you will start to self-sabotage it because it's too far away. But if you can start small, get the quick wins, do the things which just adds a little percentage or two every single day, it means you will start to find, once again, more evidence. But you're gamifying your life because you're going, rather trying to get the 100%. What if I just improve my life by 1% today? How much easier does it feel? A question to you. How much easier does it feel if you think, I'm just going to focus on getting 1% better in my eating, 1% better in working out, 1% better at focusing on improving my relationship with self or others or friendships? Well, it feels so much more attainable. Now, of course, you may go, well, I'm going to focus 5%, 6%. But whatever feels good for you, there's always that kind of sweet spot between overwhelm and self-sabotage because it's too much of a big leap. There's always that, well, this is too easy. Well, there's a level right in there. It doesn't have to be like in the middle, because it could be, I was going to say in the middle there, 50%, but it could be like 70%, it could be 10%, it could be 1%. Whatever feels good for you that challenges you, because gamifying your life and not being a drifter, you need to be challenged, you need to be pushed. It will allow you to start to go, I'm winning here. I'm gaining something here. I'm achieving something. If you look at all these days when it comes to mobile apps, and I don't mind if it's a computer game, I don't mind if it's a personal development one, like what I've tried to do a little bit with gamifying my app is like the check-in, right? Like you open the app and you can check in that you've listened to today. Now, the reason why I want that is because once you start to go, yes, I've checked in, it makes you want to check in again. And if you check in again, you're listening and therefore you're getting better. If I didn't have that, the chances are we might not get as good results. But then after a while, if you get to keep checking in on the app, you're expected to do that. And that means you're improving your life. You go, checked in, great, I'm going to listen to this sleep hypnosis session. Checked in the next day, I'm making improvement. Something so small as a little tap of the button, and lots of apps do this. Some do it, I think, in a negative way, like to keep us holding on, or keep on checking things, like, I'll call some of them out. Like even my phone, I noticed just this couple of days, like with Facebook says, rather than the actual notification, it just says you have a new notification. And you go, well, I want to be able to know what that is. Rather just looking at what it should be, to then go, I'm going to ignore that. I don't need to pay attention. But they're trying to make you very active. And it's not just Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, because there's many out there. But they try to gamify it to keep you attached to it, right? To keep on checking in. Now, like I said, it can be good news and it can be not so good. I think my app or other people's health and fitness apps are good for gamifying. And then there's sometimes like social media or other things which causes us to check it, get a bit of a dopamine rush and then realize I didn't need to check this in the first place. But the reason why I'm saying this, how can you gamify your life? And I like to think just doing that 1% better, that 2% better makes you go, I've got this. I did this today. One thing that my brother does, my eldest brother, and he's very, very meticulous over this. And maybe too much, I don't know. You got to find what's good for you. It works perfectly for him. But he gamifies his life by tracking how many hours he sleeps, if he's drunk alcohol or not. He doesn't drink, so he's on like day 450 or something like that. But he does workouts. He does, what else does he do? Eating, like in terms of like protein and all those kind of things, or has he done his walking in? But what it does, it gives him, once he does that little tick box where he's slept X amount of hours and he averages it over the month, it gamifies his life of how to improve it. Now, you may not have to go all in that way, because sometimes you might become a chore. Like me doing that, I'd feel like it was a chore for me, but it works for him. It gamified his life, so he actually gets better and better and better. But it's as simple as, once again, a little tick box. How many hours did I sleep? Oh, I got 7 in. That's what I was after. But if you start to do that in any endeavor, like let's take now in the context of an issue. I want to get more confident, or I want to let go of anxiety. Well, what can I do to start to gamify myself to make my life better? Well, I could play, like when one of my programs, the confidence one of the little tasks I said, which kind of is an easier task, it's still a challenge, but it challenges you to get more confident, is asking someone for the time. Now, the reason why it's easier to do, but it still pushes you, because most people know what the time is, and it's not like you're trying to impress them. You're just simply asking what the time is. You're not doing something crazy big. It's a normal thing that we can do. And it was a while ago, since we've got phones now, but you can easily do that. But if you treat it as like a little game to get more confident, I'm gonna ask someone what the time is. It gives you that little win. And you go, what else can I do? What else can I do? And your unconscious mind will then start to automatically expand that. It will look for the enjoyment. So now this problem of anxiety or confidence is now a challenge to improve. And to me, that feels so much better. That's why I say problems aren't problems. They're just challenges we have to overcome. And therefore, if you can gamify it, where you start to get excited to do more, you get excited to check in, you get excited to have fun with this. I mean, think about it. Most people in the world think their issues are so horrible and big, it must mean it's going to be so horrible and big to let it go. It's just how the mind thinks. We just think, well, I've had this issue for 20 years, so it must mean I'm gonna have to take 20 years to let it go, or it's gonna be so horrible to go through that I'm not gonna do it. It's an absolute myth. I fully believe, yeah, emotions can come up, but the way I work with my people in my program, I want it to be a liberating experience. I want it to be a shifting of energy where people actually like cry, but with tears of joy. Like there's a tingly feeling. Like that's how it should be. I think all transformation should be coming from the love of transformation, not the despair of going through it, even if we're working on big issues. So remember that. Don't buy into the myth that in order to let go of this big issue, it's going to have to be big and horrible. Some therapies may be like that, by the way, because there are lots of therapies which like live in the memory and so on to get like exposure therapy. I'm not throwing stones at them here whatsoever because it works for some people, right? But what I'm saying is on the other side, you can transform with fun. Like if I let go of a phobia, and I said I think on the previous episode or two, I want to make the person to feel so silly and so humorous about the thing that they were fearful of that they can no longer possibly have that fear. And then adding in the safety mechanisms It's just fun and also safer than before. So gamify your processing of the issue, processing of getting your outcome. So once again, what I want us to really think about is no longer be an NPC, a non-playing character. I want you to be fully immersed in your life. I want you to be the character, to be the movie star, the director, the editor, the producer of your life, because you matter. You fully matter, and that means you get the opportunity to assume that responsibility to then do more of what you love, to then do more what you're good at, to do what the world needs of you. And if you can monetize it and just shift it because it becomes more of your full-time job, and therefore you're doing good things to people full-time, which is great as an option. And then of course, to really kind of gamify it, how can we get those quick wins? What can I do to gamify and make this a fun challenge? How can I be creative and curious of making transformations for me, for myself, for the character of me? And then how can you possibly be a passenger? How can you possibly be a drifter in life when you're doing what you love, doing what you're good at, being of service, to even monetize it as that option, getting better every single day? You can only be fully participating in life. And as I always say, rather be a product of life, allow life to be a product of what you choose to create. And I think that is when you become the main character in your life. And by main character, I'm not saying you've got to put yourself first over your children and all those things. All I'm saying is to treat yourself to being a powerful character, a person who takes life seriously, who gets to live and love life with passion, purpose, with mission and ambition. For when you do, your children will get a benefit, or your relationship, or your career, your finances, your health, everything changes. So I hope you got value from this episode, and if you did, and you haven't got it yet, go ahead and download my hypnosis app. And and you go to freehypnosis.app to do that. If you're just watching this on YouTube or on the podcast, here we go. That's a button I was looking for. I'm streaming this live and I've got buttons to press. But you can go to freehypnosis.app, and that means you get all these free episodes. And it's even better than the podcast, for example, because you get to search on the feed for all the free stuff. Also, if you're a subscriber, you get bonus sleep sessions, which are now appearing in the main hypnosis section as well, which makes it easier. You get to download, you get to heart them, which means they stop at the top of they remain at the top of the feed, and you get to create custom tracks. You get 4-hour sleep sessions. You have morning meditations, which just kind of creates your day, audio programs in there. You can create playlists. You can, which means you got maybe a morning meditation playlist. You have a sleep playlist. You have the ones that kind of pick you up and want you to get inspired, because I do lots of varying topics and energies and feels of the podcast episodes that I do. And that just means you may even want to check in, right? So you get to gamify your life. For when you do, life will transform in every single way. And of course, if you are enjoying my work, I appreciate any kind review that you have on the App Store. You can do it within the app. You don't have to, but your words can inspire other people to gamify their life. And therefore, I like to think we will live in a better world. And right now, we need more help in the world. And I want to be a part of that. And I'd love you to partner with me on that in just sharing some words. And you never know who you may inspire to do something great. And I thank you for that. So with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. And welcome back to the post episode of 884. Hope you found it of value. And happy Friday. Exactly. Like when we say like need to, we've talked about this, like need to, have to, got to, should. Those are words of needs of necessity, so we have to do it from necessity, but it never makes us feel good. But when you get to do what you want, when you get to do it your way, and you get to do it in who you are, then you just shine. Happy Friday to you. Yeah. Gotta walk those things in. I learned that from hypnosis. A lot of like hypnotists or hypnotherapists go, oh my goodness, I fell out of trance. I gotta do it all over again. No, it doesn't matter, just roll with it. It's called utilization. In fact, you might hear Sebastian bark in a second, who knows? He was all good that time. Utilization. So that means if a doorbell rings, you can go deeper into trance. With every knock on the door, you just feel more relaxed. As a garbage, or the bin man, depending which part of the world you're in, takes away the rubbish, so can your unconscious mind with all the issues. Just taking it away. All the rubbish and all the trash can disappear. Or if I remember the ones in England, you have like the bottle bin men or trash men or women. That's what it was in England back then, bin men. But you know what I mean. But it'd be like the bottles would smash. So I'd just say like with each one, you just smash through those old limiting beliefs. So you gotta utilize sounds. And he barked in agreement. Exactly. I don't think Mr. C felt that way. Because Mr. C was getting too close. And he does it on purpose. Like, he's the younger brother. Kind of like, I'm going to get as close as I can. Like, you know what, like, is a not touching can't get mad. I think that's what Cuddles does. But then it does make Sebastian a little bit mad. Thank you so much. And thank you very much. And thank you. Exactly. And that also, if he does bark, I don't have to do any editing for that part now. I'll just keep it in. I can't go, stop the podcast, everybody. We need to reset the situation. Yes. Nice, yeah. Absolutely does. It's when you do good, it makes you feel good. Like every time I do a live stream, I feel good. Every time I do a podcast, I feel good. Like doing the work I did today to get all the titles on there, it feels good. It motivates me. Because I like to think that it's helping people. So just remember, I am going to do a test this week. There is no live stream on Wednesday. It's just going to be Monday and Friday. But at 3 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday, you will get a pristine hypnosis track. At 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. Just look at your watch, 58 minutes. So make it 58 minutes backwards on time on Wednesday. That is what I'm planning to do. I might change my mind, but I think that's my plan so far. So it'll be like a scheduled upload. And there we go. With that, let's end the stream knowing that I gotta take the little boy out. Gotta take the little boy out and have a good weekend. It depends on I'd just say like the quality of the boundaries. What is the boundary? Is it based on negative or positive? And what is the quality? If you can have like good quality boundaries, which don't impose upon others boundaries that causes tension, and that's why it's good to negotiate and be open in conversations. But if you can make the quality of the boundaries good, that's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I told you, that's what my phone does. If I'm commenting, it just auto posts it. And yes, okay. See, Melody, mine phone does that all the time. But yes, have a wonderful weekend. Gamify your life and have fun. It's all about having fun. So I will speak to you on Monday. I will decide on the topic probably on Sunday and schedule things up. So many thanks and goodbye.